Do it.
All right, so I'm here with Manasquan guard and Shore Conference Player of the Year, Ben Roy. Thanks for joining us. How you doing?
Absolutely. I'm doing good, hanging in there.
So the biggest thing, just how you doing during this quarantine right now? Obviously, it's crazy time.
Yeah, I'm going pretty crazy, but just trying to, have life be as normal as it will be. Just keep doing everything I would usually be doing. So
Yeah. So first, I want to talk about that Homedale game. Obviously, crazy game. They
crazy.
came into the game 23-4. Three of their losses were to you guys. It was the fourth time you're playing in the Central Jersey Group Two Championship, and then start out in the first quarter being down by seven. Just talk about that game.
I
What was
mean,
going
yeah,
on?
like play being a team four times in 1 year. That's obviously like almost impossible to do. But every game we played them seemed as if they had their best game of the season. So they came out high. We knew that. We just had to stay mentally cool and just know that it's a game of run. So we just came back at them with their same energy.
So, how did it feel winning the Shore Conference this season? I know it's big for your program.
Yeah, so that was the biggest thing this year. It's been 63 years since Manasquan has taken home the Shore Conference. I mean, to win that was like our biggest goal of the year. So it felt amazing.
So we know that two of the best Shore Conference players, seniors, Kieran Flanagan and Alex Galvin. You obviously know them really well. You've been
Yeah,
with them for years. Just talk about what you learned from them. Talk
you
about
know,
what you can take from them and
yeah,
apply to the team.
yeah, like Kieran and I grew up next to Kieran my whole life. We've been best friends ever since I can remember, and he's really taught me the ways of what the program's like, and what coach expects, and how the team is run. So that was a big thing. Alex Galvan, he was the most dominant player in the short conference this year. He's got a lot of attention on social media, all that stuff. So, and he really taught me, how to just like focus on the main goal and kind of block out all the haters and the fans and all that stuff because that's a big part of it. So that's what I learned the most from him.
And then, of course, you have guys like Jack Collins, Casey Mulligan coming back next year. What do you think? What are the expectations really for your team next
I
season?
just don't think we skip a beat. I think we pick up where we left off. We've been in the situation this year. We played together, so I think that's big because a lot of teams are gonna have new guys that haven't experienced anything yet, and our whole team practically is we're ready to go. So should
Yeah.
be good.
So a lot of people, if they don't know you're a sophomore and you've won two Central Jersey Group Two championships, just talk about how that's like, and especially having two more years. Like, are you running for four? I'm assuming, but
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the goal. 4 for 4. But these past 2 years, it's been 2 great years. We've had two, pretty a lot of wins in but last 2 seasons. So, I don't expect anything less. I just want to keep on, having the team that we had the past 2 years. I just want to keep it the same way for the next two. So that's what we're
so
going for.
yeah. So you would have faced Camden obviously in that next game. Just talk about what the game plan would have been like. Who would have been the biggest guys you would try to shut down, stuff like that.
Yeah, obviously Camden was who they were, and we knew we were gonna have almost a perfect game if we wanted to knock them off. But I think we were pretty confident going in that game. We knew that we were gonna have to, stop DJ from scoring and stop Lance, so being like the powerhouse that he is. But all honesty, after that Roselle game, after competing with them without Alex, we knew that we can compete with anyone. So we're just gonna go play our games and see what's what.
So you took home a lot of hardware. I have a list here: Shore Conference Championship, Shore Conference MVP from the championship game, Player of the Year, second team All State, and then of course that Central Jersey Group Two Championship. Just what did it mean to be able to win that many awards individually, but also have that success as a team?
Yeah, that it was awesome, to see my name in so many categories like that. But in all honesty, like, I just wanted to win, and my team helped me. I couldn't have done it without them. They were, they had my back the whole entire season. They rode with me and we finished it. So, I wish we could have finished undefeated, but we'll do it next year.
Yeah. So how's the recruiting process been for you? I know you're only a
Uh,
sophomore, but who have been the biggest schools that have gave you offers or interest, stuff
Yeah,
like that?
we it's been going pretty good. It's definitely tough right now because of the situation that we're all in. But I'd say the biggest schools right now that I have offers from Monmouth. I have an offer from Robert Morris, George Washington, and I've been talking to a couple other schools. Just feeling it out, just getting a little interest. But I'm just gonna keep them working. Just keep training, and hopefully it gets better. We'll see what's what.
Yeah. So do you have a dream school or any kind of school that you would have loved to like play at your whole life? I'm assuming a lot of people have stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely. I think my two dream schools that I've always kind of looked up to. It's been Villanova and Virginia. That's kind of like those two schools that I always had my eye on when I was a little kid. So hopefully one day.
Yeah. So a lot of people, if they don't know, you play for Team Rio, for AAU. What does it mean to be able to compete at a high level during the season and then go right into the AAU season and be able to compete in just as high as the level against some of the top players in the
Yeah.
tri-state area?
I think it just helps me because every day I'm going against someone good, whether it's at Manasquan, going against seniors or juniors, or it's I'm in the gym with Rio going against players like Trey Patterson, Jaden Pierre, Noah Harris. I feel like that's really what gets me better because I'm able to compete with some of the best guys.
And would there be any guys specifically that you went back and forth with in practice, or any guys
Yeah.
that really pushed you? You know?
Definitely Jaden, because we're both point guards, so we're always on opposite teams when we're going like 5-5 in practice. So we always have to go back and forth, guard each other. But he's everyone knows how good Jaden is. He's an elite level point guard, so I feel like he pushes me and he makes me better. So as I do for him.
Yeah. So you played a lot of great competition this year. Who would be the toughest player they had to guard in your opinion?
I think the toughest player, I think there's a lot of good players who played this year. I think it's close between Mark Armstrong and CJ Wilcher. I think those are the two best players all around that we had to play against this year.
And what do you think they like pushed you the hardest in? What skills in your offensive game do you think? And what kind of defensive, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like definitely, like especially Mark, because he's such like a athletic freak. He's so he has vertical bounce. He's so fast. So I think just like my change of pace has been like huge because everyone's so fast nowadays and so strong. So kind of just like using a little hesitation to get kids frozen and then just go past, and that's big for me. And then of
Yeah,
course having to go and finish against big guys like Cliff. I can't just lay it up real light, so I got to go in with something new, just so he doesn't pin me against the glass. So
yeah. So last question I got. Obviously, we look back at the standings, and there's a one in that loss column. Just not a lot of teams get to say that, but
yeah,
what do you feel like
you know,
about that? Like,
I mean, to finish the season 31-1, it was great. It's not many teams, like you said, in the state are able to do that. But after the circumstances, how we weren't our game got canceled. We look back at that Roselle game, and you're like, what if we won? Like, what if we were undefeated? But I feel like that loss definitely helped us. In the tough games we played this season because we were able to just fight it out. I feel like if we didn't have that loss, we wouldn't be ready to come back or anything like that. So I guess although we wanted to be undefeated, I think it was a good thing that we did have that one loss.